The secret tech that can read your mind from a mile away is no longer science fiction. Scientists have developed a brain chip that decodes your private thoughts with 74% accuracy. No words spoken, no gestures made, just your inner speech, captured and translated by a machine. The breakthrough nobody expected. For decades, spy thrillers imagined machines that could pierce the mind. Now, researchers at Stanford University have turned fiction into fact. They created a brain-computer interface, or BCI, that translates unspoken thoughts into words. In early tests, 4 participants had tiny electrodes implanted in their motor cortex, the part of the brain that controls speech. Scientists then asked them to imagine speaking simple sentences without moving their lips. The chip listened. The AI interpreted. And the results? The system translated inner speech with an accuracy of up to 74%. Think about that. Without a single word spoken aloud, the machine captured the private conversation we all carry in our heads. 74% isn't perfect, but it's enough to cross a line humanity never crossed before. If a chip can hear imagined words today, what will it hear tomorrow? A voice for the voiceless. On the surface, this technology sounds like hope for people with ALS, paralysis, or locked-in syndrome. Speaking even one word can be impossible. Communication is more than language, it's identity. To regain a voice is to regain dignity. Imagine being trapped in silence for years, unable to tell your family you love them. Then suddenly, through this chip, you can think the words, and they appear as text on a screen. That moment is life-changing. One researcher described how a father, nonverbal for years, finally said, "I love you" to his son. The room fell silent. Tears followed. These devices are lifelines, not just tools. And for thousands of families, the dream of silent communication is becoming reality. But with every gift, there is a shadow. When thoughts can be unlocked, who holds the key? The password to your mind. The Stanford team knew the dangers. They designed a safeguard, a mental password. To activate the chip, participants had to think a secret phrase, "Chitty, chitty, bang, bang." Only after this unlock word could their inner speech be decoded. Without it, the system stayed silent. At first, this sounds reassuring. Just like saying, "Hey Siri" or "Alexa" to wake your smart speaker, you control when the chip listens. The test showed the password worked with 99% accuracy. But here's the catch: passwords can be hacked. Today it's a quirky phrase. Tomorrow someone might learn how to bypass it. What if the lock on your mind is no stronger than the lock on your phone? The spy's dream tool. Now imagine the intelligence world. Espionage thrives on secrets, plans, confessions, betrayals whispered in the dark. What if you no longer needed wiretaps, hidden mics, or interrogations? What if a chip could record someone's inner voice without them ever speaking? Picture an enemy agent across the border. From a mile away, a receiver picks up their inner rehearsal of a password or the secret name of a contact. In one instant, their silence betrays them. This is where geopolitics collides with neuroscience. The same device that helps a paralyzed man speak could one day strip spies, soldiers, or ordinary citizens of their most guarded possession, their private thoughts. The question is chilling: when does medical progress become a weapon? Neuralink and the race for the brain. Elon Musk's company. Neuralink is already racing to commercialize brain implants. Their trials are still small, focusing on helping people with medical conditions. But the vision Musk shares is far bigger. Merging humans with AI, creating a direct channel between thought and machine. Neuralink isn't alone. Synchron, Precision Neuroscience, and other startups are sprinting toward the same goal. Governments are watching closely. Whoever controls the interface between brains and computers could control not just data, but destiny. Think of the Cold War, when space was the battleground. Today, the new space is the mind, and every major power wants the high ground. If the future battlefield is your brain, how do you defend it when counting becomes dangerous? In the Stanford experiment, the chip didn't just decode sentences, it also picked up silent counting. Participants who counted numbers in their head unknowingly fed those thoughts to the machine. This may sound harmless. What danger is there in counting? But it reveals something deeper. Inner speech isn't random. When we rehearse a phone number, practice a speech, or hum lyrics silently, our brain creates structured signals. And I can learn to read them. Suddenly, your mental grocery list, your PIN number, even the lyrics you whisper in your mind, could become data. So here's the haunting thought. If your private rehearsal leaks, what else might? Consent by design. Some researchers believe the answer is straightforward. Build consent directly into the system. Give your brain a wake word to activate the device. Train the AI to ignore thoughts you don't want it to read. Make sure only intentional, deliberate signals are captured and nothing else. But history shows us that safeguards are often fragile. We once thought cameras only recorded what we chose to show. Today, facial recognition can scan every face in an airport without asking permission. We once used GPS only to find directions. Now it can track our every move all the time. If we couldn't fully protect something as visible as our faces or as physical as our locations, what hope do we have of keeping our private thoughts truly safe? From medicine to markets, technology rarely stays confined to hospitals. Smartphones began as business tools but are now everywhere. Brain-computer interfaces, BCIs, could follow, moving from medical use to daily life. Imagine BCIs in classrooms, downloading knowledge, offices tracking focus silently, or advertisers reading private thoughts to know what truly interests you. The leap from healing to profit is small. Once minds can be read, monetizing thoughts may be inevitable. And that raises a chilling question. If your thoughts can be sold or studied, who truly owns your mind? The soul of the machine. There's another layer here. One that goes beyond science. Human beings are not just processors of data. The space between thought and speech is sacred. It's where intention forms. It's where conscience lives. Typing, speaking, even pausing before we answer, these frictions protect us. They force us to choose carefully what to share. A brain chip erases that pause. Thoughts become action instantly. Do we risk handing over not just our words, but our very impulses, to machines that never hesitate, never doubt, never feel? The choice before us. This is where the story leaves the lab and enters our lives. A chip already decodes inner speech with 74% accuracy. The next breakthrough will push it higher. What begins as a miracle for the voiceless could end as surveillance for everyone. Governments, corporations, and militaries are already exploring its power. Some see salvation, others control. But the real question isn't what machines can do, it's what we'll allow them to do, and how much of our private thoughts we're willing to surrender. Once our minds can be captured, the line between freedom and control blurs. The age of mind-reading tech has begun, hope for the silent, power for the ambitious, and fear for the rest. 74% today, 90 tomorrow, 100 soon. Machines can hear us, but will we still have a place where our thoughts are our own? If this glimpse into the future sent chills down your spine, don't stay silent. Subscribe and ring the bell for more groundbreaking stories from the edge of science, espionage, hidden power, and secrets we can barely imagine.